we're here to talk about the X Factor, and we were just gossiping about I'm a Celebrity.
That's Kerry's job.
Not good.
Sorry, Kerry.
They're two massive shows, aren't they? You just want to talk about them all the time.
But now, it's time to face the music!
Or just get some X Factor gossip with Jeff Brazier. But well done.
Not quite as dramatic.
Oversell it, you think?
You can never oversell it. Hello.
How are you both?
Good.
Okay?
Very
Poor old
good.
Craig Colton.
So, Craig exited the show, obviously, this weekend. Passionate performer, lots of great facials when he sung, really got into it, so that's why we like Craig. He thought he was going to go, actually. He said in the awkward contestant interviews that they do at the top of the show. And he was right, unfortunately. Deadlock was, I think, very exciting. It was not a foregone conclusion with these two guys, with Amelia Lily. I'm surprised that she was in there, though. Because,
I'm surprised. I think she was shocked she
well, you
was in
imagine
there.
that everyone that voted for her to be there would stick with her, but
Well, she'd had
that's
this
not the
most
case.
incredible weekend. She'd got voted back in. Then Bryan Adams said at the top of the show that she was
Kiss
his
of death.
favourite one,
Cheers,
that
Bryan.
she was amazing. Yeah. And then suddenly, she's in the bottom two. I mean, we all thought that she was going to be safe this week because everybody that had voted for her to go back in would stick with her. But how wrong we were.
No, everyone said she was a potential winner. I mean, she was on her third different hair colour, I think, this week. I'm sure that didn't lose her
I
votes.
thought she was brilliant on Saturday, though.
She was very good, but maybe the other guys have had 7, 8 weeks, maybe more, to kind of amass their following.
Yeah.
Whereas she's just come straight back into it, which she's very good at reminding us. And yeah, maybe she needs to sort of drum up a little bit more support. But I think she could still get to the final.
Although
Yes.
Talisa hasn't heard of her song before.
Well, yeah, she sung Think. Now, the Think
A
brought back
mighty
bad...
Aretha Franklin song.
Yeah. Now, it brought back bad memories for me because I did Panto 5 years ago. Don't know how or why, but I remember they sung Think. It wasn't one of my numbers, and I was sick of it because I heard it 500 times. That's probably one of those songs that you did in theatre, and you're like, come on, I've heard it enough.
It's if you were involved in the music industry, a massive song like that is
I know.
incredible that slips under your radar.
Then you should have done. Maybe the other judges should now get their song choices and submit them to Talisa to make sure that she's heard of them before they actually choose them for definite for the week, because, you know,
Was
according
Gary
to Talisa,
right to
that's very
say this is
important.
a singing contest, not a song-choosing contest?
He is, but I remember him saying in Deadlock, he was quite damning of Amelia, so I think he kind of said one thing and then did the other.
He did. What did he say about Amelia again at the bottom? He said, "Oh, you shouted
your way through
that
it."
entire
Very
song."
constructive.
That was a bit
But obviously,
mean,
in a
wasn't
deadlock,
it?
constructivity goes out the window.
So who did you pick when it came to...
Oh, let's have a look. To go out last night, our
yeah.
predictions. Open them, see what we've got.
Right, so... Is this your handwriting?
That's mine.
That's Phil.
Right, so Phil said Janet. To be honest, Phil, you've been fairly prolific, and I'm surprised you've got this one wrong. How do you feel about it?
I would never have gone for... Oh, God, that's a bit challenging, wasn't it? I wouldn't have picked Craig.
It's almost Cube-like,
I
wasn't it?
wouldn't have picked Craig. I don't think
No.
Craig should have gone.
And I
And
picked
Holly.
Janet
so
as
did
well.
you.
Holly went for Janet too, so
Well,
both
I'm
wrong.
amazed that Janet... I mean, I like Janet, but I think her time in the competition is up. I do love her voice, and I think with the right songs on an album, I would buy it and put it on in the background.
Yeah.
But within this competition, I think she's struggling, really.
She's struggling with the social side of it. I think she's pretty much a bit of a loner, and backstage I keep hearing, I mean, so there's not a massive rift between the girls in that category, but there is an issue where she doesn't want to mix with anyone, and whether it's been unsociable or whether it's actually been competitive, you know, that's down to
And people
your own
are allowed to be
interpretation.
shy in the industry
And
as
people,
well.
and she's a young girl, so shy could come into it as well. But this song was really safe. I mean, this is one of my top bits of gossip, but basically this was an olive branch between Kelly and Janet. This is a song that Kelly wouldn't want to choose for her usually. It's too safe, too predictable, but it's one she gave, so
liked
she
that
could have a
song.
comfortable week, and she did, and she's through. What I keep hearing, Holly, as much as you think she should probably be there and thereabouts of going, she's getting the most amount of votes by all accounts.
Yeah, but how do you know that?
Well, how does anyone know anything? It's all hearsay, it's all gossip, but I trust my insiders that give me this information. Yeah.
right, Jeff.
What I do know is that I think that many millions of people saw a thief run across on stage, and it looked like they were stealing a guitar to
Bryan
me.
Adams' guitar, no less.
Incredible. Just put that back, put that back. Look, if you missed it, here you go.
I did miss it. I'm dying to see it.
Put
Whoa,
that
whoa.
back. Swipe that, and then look. Well, actually, the next bit we cut to the judges, and he ran in front of the judges as well. So blatantly stealing it.
If it's a member of production, they really need to work out their camera angles. It's terrible technique. So we talk about Misha.
Yes.
So Misha obviously performed "I Have Nothing," and this is a very safe song for her. I mean, she's obviously had a tough week with her mum, saying that she'd like to have contact. It was very emotional, but a huge backlash today in the papers, saying that, you know, this is all pretty convenient, isn't it? It's, you know, her sitting there with Kelly and they're in tears, and a lot of people are going to take it that way, unfortunately, because we've got a bit of a negative...
As if somebody who hasn't seen their mum their entire life waits for the week they're going to possibly go out on the X Factor.
Personally, I wish her all the best.
Me too. I think that's a ridiculous thing to suggest.
Yeah, and no coincidence also, she was dressed quite angelic as well. It was very stripped back, and I think...
I did agree with Gary though. I think if she's going to go out as her. I liked Misha back when she was a bit sort of feisty.
That's what I want to hear, a bit of rapping. Do you?
Yes, me
Not from
too.
me, not now, but from Misha next week.
Yes, good.
By the way, a little snippet. Next week is Motown, so that should really suit Misha.
That should, shouldn't it?
Marcus should have a really strong week as well.
Yes,
Janet,
he's just
where's that
been
going to leave her?
consistently brilliant, hasn't he?
He has. Let's talk about Marcus.
Marcus was what in the very early days. I think I wrote him down on my card to go actually, and look what we'd have missed if he had gone out. So he's proving to be fantastic.
And Little Mix, my favourite, best week ever.
Little Mix did very well, and I think it's so important actually, the song choice. I kind of agree with Talisha on it. It's good to see that she practices what she preaches. It's a popular song, and a lot of people like that, so therefore that's probably why they got the votes and went through. But we can kind of see them growing up as the competition progresses. They went from 16-year-old kind of clothing to now they dress like women.
I will just point out to Louis that they're called Little Mix.
And what did he call them?
Okay, here's the clip. Here's the clip, Louis.
Who smashed it? Who's at risk?
Amelia and Little Risk absolutely rocked it last night. I think because of Gary's song choice... Little Miss.
Little Risk.
Little Mix. The Little Muffins, she calls them. I think Amelia and Little Muffins were brilliant. I do think Craig, because of Gary's song choice, is in trouble.
So he said Little Risk, Little Miss, then Little Muffin.
He just couldn't get his head around the changes. There have been so many changes in this X Factor series, and he just can't keep up. You know?
Well, we ought to do our predictions.
For this week.
Yes,
who we think should go.
It's getting tougher, isn't it, guys? I think.
Yes, it is getting tougher. But we'll do it anyway.
We've all got our favourites, but it's the public seem to be liking Janet. Who you'd imagine would be going out soon.
Well, we shall see.
We'll see. Yeah. Don't you try and sway us in what we're saying. Last night, the final X Factor 5 were revealed, but sadly for Craig Colton, that meant the end of the road. He's joined us now, and you were just saying then that maybe one more week and then you would have reached where you thought you should have got to.
Fourth was my aim. So I knew I was never going to win. Well, I didn't think I'd ever win.
Why?
I don't know. It just wasn't. It wasn't about the winning. Fourth was my aim, and sixth. It's not that far.
But a lot of people thought you were going to go all the way, though. So why did you have it in your head that you weren't?
I don't know. I think on Sunday last night I knew my time was up.
When I first went to the studios, actually, all the contestants were saying that you was their choice. When I asked them, who do you think's going to win, they all said you, nearly every single one of them.
I tried to be consistent every week, and I don't think I actually had a bad week vocally. Either I always tried my best, and I still think I tried on Saturday. I think it's just down to song choice now.
Well, that's an interesting one, isn't it? Because there was a right old ding dong on the judge's desk about song choices, and And what did you think about that?
I wasn't like absolutely crazy on the song straight away, but after we routined it and we rehearsed it, I was like, maybe this song is good.
What other options did you have? What other songs were you toying with?
There was a few other film ones. I can't really remember.
But not all James Bond?
No.
We reckon Live and Let Die would have been a good one for you to have.
There was, I think Kitty done it.
Oh, right, she did.
I'd said that song anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
gosh, all the songs in the world.
Yeah.
The same way. Well, what with Gary? Because obviously he said at the end, didn't he? He was like, "Listen, anything you want, ask me." I mean, that's a pretty great situation to be in. What are you going to ask him for?
Oh, there's a lot. That Christmas list is getting bigger.
He signs people himself, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So, I mean, isn't question number one, sign me?
That's number one. Next one's a car. No, I I know he's gonna help me this year or next year and look after me. So I trust him a lot.
What was he like as a mentor?
Even if it doesn't happen, it's the fact that he offered.
Yeah.
And that's a chance
hold
in
him down
itself.
to it. Seriously.
Literally.
You said it. I mean, you've got a lot of witnesses.
Yeah, off the country.
It was so sad watching you last night because your chin quivered. There was it looked like, although you say you were expecting it, there was a real sort of sadness of knowing that this was the end.
I just had that feeling, and then when I was singing the song, I think I was just upset because I knew that was it. I didn't walk onto the stage with the defeatist attitude. I just knew that was it.
Did you expect it to go to Deadlock?
No, I didn't actually. I thought it would be. I didn't expect Talisa to go for me because of the comments that she made the night before.
Yeah.
So I was quite shocked, and it was the first Deadlock as well.
Yeah, it was. I'm glad it went to Deadlock, actually.
Yeah, I am as well. At least
way.
it was fair. And you know what? And then Amelia, and I wish her all the luck because she's a lovely girl.
I know. Is there a bit of you that thinks, ugh, had she not have come back?
With that pink hair.
With that pink hair. That you could have been in a different situation because maybe you would have been up against Frankie.
No, it's still been the song. I honestly, I do think it's a lesson to be learned for all the judges now and for contestants. I think song choice at this stage is vital. And I was actually happy with my song. It's just, I think the opinions that were made maybe had an effect on it.
I mean, it's a huge show, and we know, we've spoken to people in the past, that the pressure on the contestants, on you guys, is so huge. Is there a little bit of relief that you can finally almost breathe again a bit? Yeah,
straight away. Although I was upset, it was a huge weight just being lifted off my shoulders, and I just felt a little bit eased. But I was expecting it. I didn't go out on the stage thinking I'm in. I've done this, and every week I've never gone on that stage. I've never been too worried. But on last night, I just had that gut feeling, and I think I knew it was time to go for me.
The papers are saying that you're seeing Daniel. I don't know whether that's true or not true.
No, we're just friends. So I think they just made a deal out of nothing.
So the question being,
it's a good headline though.
It is a good,
especially as it was a Bond song.
He's a good mate to have because.
Well, he's been working with some fantastic producers, and that was the whole thing of meeting up about.
Yeah.
Because the music that he's doing at the minute sounds fantastic, and that's what it was all about. But it was a deal made out of nothing.
Yeah. We're all at a loss to kind of decide who's going to win it. I mean, from your point of view as an insider, who would you say has got the best chance?
I don't. Do you know what? I think after last night's spell and listening to people's opinions, I don't think there's a dead set favourite anymore.
No, there isn't.
I think it's anybody's game, and I think the act that's improved the most and I've really took on every week, and not being told to be a certain way and not being told to find it, they found it by themselves. I think it's Little Mix.
Yeah.
And I would love them to be the first group that wins.
Me too.
Because they are the sweetest. Everyone works just as hard as each other. They really do. Marcus as well. And I adore him anyway. I'll always be his fan. But everyone works just as hard, but I just Little Mix always put that little bit extra in.
You look so different from your first audition.
I know, I didn't realise it until last night when they were showing the best
Me too.
bits.
When I watched the clip, I was like, that, wow, you've changed so much.
Yeah.
Unrecognisable from that boy on stage there.
It's hiding behind that fringe.
Yeah,
I went in for a trim and come out with a quiff. I was mugged. Literally went in with a fringe and come out with a quiff. I was like, Jamie, this wasn't in the plan.
You look great.
Enjoy the tour because you're going to do the tour.
Yes,
do you know what? I'm not sad at all. I've had the most amazing 3 months, and I'd be stupid to walk away with bitterness. I've had the best time, and I thank everyone that voted as well. I've had an absolute ball.
Oh, well done, and thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Jeff.